What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Earth Mac, the mad scientist.
Brittany Savannah here.
Hi, Ellie.
And we are the Orange Phoenix Show. And this is our second show for our YouTube channel. So I know the first show we had was Thanos, Rick, and myself. And there is more than just me and Thanos, Rick. There is Brittany Savannah. She is our editor for Orange Phoenix Magazine. If you haven't seen Orange Phoenix Magazine, you need to go to www.patreon.com/Orange Phoenix, or you can go to orangephoenixmedia.com where you can get your apparel and the digital copy of Orange Phoenix Magazine. And then, of course, you have the cosplay extraordinaire, Thread Magnet Cosplay, with her cosplay tips and her cat ears and her famous cat behind her. So, ladies, how are y'all? How have y'all been? Y'all ready for Christmas?
Yes.
I got a
Yes.
yes and a no.
Yes, and yes. It's been
No,
a long year.
I haven't even started Christmas shopping, y'all.
What?
No.
No.
I haven't been in the mood. I have
I
not
feel it.
started Christmas shopping. I'm like, y'all are gonna get what you get.
I'm gonna help you out. Because it helped me out. I got a homegirl. Her name is Lauren. Shout out to Lauren. She sent me a top 25 list under budget for Amazon, and
Okay.
I bought everything from there for all my family members. And I know I didn't spend over $200. I know that much, and all of them good gifts.
Share.
Please.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm definitely sharing that.
Because I'm not done
that.
with mine either. I mean, it's been hard to get in the mood this year.
I'm 80% done. So I got to get something. Well, I already know what I'm gonna get for my mom because I already spotted it, and I'm like, okay, I know where it's gonna be. Nobody's gonna get it, so cool. So I'm gonna get something for her, tie up some little odds and ends, and then I'm straight. So the missus and the kid, they're coming like on the 22nd, so I'm holding out on putting up the Christmas tree until they get here. So, and it's a pre-lit tree, so I don't really have to like string it with lights or anything like that. So I think,
Strike it with lights.
yeah, I don't have to do that. Matter of fact, I got flamed the first time I put my tree up. It wasn't pre-lit, the first tree I had, and I string it up, and then my cousin, she was like, "What is that? What did you put on that tree?" And I like colored lights. I don't like the all white lights. I just like different colors and stuff like that. So like it looks real gaudy. I don't like that. I'm like, wow, you ain't had to flame my tree like that. So I just threw that away and just got a pre-lit tree. Now I do want a Super Mario star to put on the top of that. I just can't find one.
Really?
Yeah.
You might have to take that one.
It's a 3D print one.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. See, I appreciate you. Ellie. So I'm gonna hook you up, Brittany, with some Christmas shopping tips. And Ellie, if you want some stuff, I'll definitely send it to you.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, and also Tales from Pangea, and you definitely need to check that out. I will be putting the link in the description below if you want to check out that book. I actually spoke with the author. I've been speaking with him like the past 4 or 5 months now, and he was telling me the story about Tales from Pangea. It's a really good story. It kind of reminds you a little Legend of Zelda type vibe. So
I could see that just from the little snippet that they had. I could see that.
Yeah, definitely Legend of Zelda vibe. So if you're a Legend of Zelda fan and you like adventure and you like stuff like that, definitely check Tales from Pangea. For the PlayStation nerds out there, I have PlayStation Premium, but I didn't reap the benefits of PlayStation Premium because there's other games on there that you can play for free. Right. So I found like 2 Dragon Quest games. I found Injustice 2. There's a bunch of other games. There's a larger list that is you can just go ahead and download for free. So if you got PlayStation Premium, it will behoove you to get that. So right now I'm playing Dragon Quest Heroes and having the time of my life and playing Injustice 2. So we got some other topics today. We are now, I know someone went to a convention recently, and that is Thread Magnet Cosplay. So,
Yes.
tell us about this convention you just came from.
Okay, so I just got back right before Thanksgiving from Nakamacon, and it is we like to say it's a non-convention convention. It's unlike any type of convention that you would ever go to. It is One Piece themed. Um, like I said, it's unlike any convention that you've ever been to because it doesn't have a dealer's room. It doesn't have like guests. It is a bunch of One Piece loving nerds hanging out, playing games on the beach, taking photographs in cosplay, just doing One Piece things. And it is one of the neatest, best experiences I have had. And I have been to a convention a month for this past year. This was a challenge that I put on myself to go to some type of big event every month for a year. And I came back from this one feeling so inspired, rested. It was just really, really cool. It's every year on at Panama City Beach in Florida. It was well worth the 10-hour drive that I did for it with my car packed full with a friend. And you get down there and I cosplayed as Charlotte Pudding, and I ran the Welcome Center. I did this setup of PVC pipes with a pink awning that said Cafe Caramel, and I had lemonade and snacks and cupcakes and like merchandise, and we gave away the Sanji cookbook, and we had a newsletter, and just got everybody started coming in and just kind of embracing, getting to know everybody. Everybody was in costume. We had a photographer there the entire time, so we got these great and amazing pictures on the beach at sunset, as the sun is setting. All these cosplayers, One Piece, everybody was dressed in different stuff. It was great. And then the rest of the weekend is all these competitions. So we choose a crew. So there's a theme every year. So it's they choose two crews that are going to compete against each other. And the captains of those crews, it's a secret until you get there. And then they announce who the captains are. And this year's theme was the Revolutionary Army versus the Marines.
Wow. Okay.
And so you had Rear Admiral Hina, who was leading. That was my friend May, and against Sabo from Revolutionary Army. And when people come in, they choose a token that's a certain color, and then they basically that puts you on one crew or the other. And they encourage trading and negotiating with each other to get the coins. Like if you're there with a group and you want to all have the same color coins, you can negotiate, but you don't know what crew you're going to end up on. And then there's a cooking contest, and then there's games on the beach. There's a Stein holding contest. There's karaoke. There's a whole thing with each of the kind of events are based on a character.
Right.
And you just compete all weekend. And like you totally start forgetting that you're competing for points and which crew's going to win. Like by the end of it, nobody cares who wins. But it is a ton of fun. Bonfire on the beach. And we just set our dates for next year.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the October I'm going to look real quick, make sure I don't get this wrong because this is important.
Very, very.
People need to know this information.
Yeah. There's a new location for it. It's on is it not on here yet? Wait. That's not okay.
And speaking of One Piece, while you're looking, I did pick up a One Piece video game that was on sale. Finally, it was on sale.
Why did you say finally? Like you been waiting forever.
I was waiting because it was like it's still $60, right? And it was on sale for like $10. It was like the legendary edition.
Mhm.
One Piece Burning Blood. So you can, I think the single play is basically the Paramount, war arc where you try to save, Ace. But what's weird about it is that you have Doflamingo as a playable character. You have the villain from One Piece Gold. He's one of the playable characters. Like you have a whole slew of playable characters. And there's different versions of Luffy, like the boxer Luffy. There's Kung Fu Luffy. There's fourth gear Luffy, and there's all kind of things with that. So it's kind of like an arena fighter. It's kind of like Jump Force, but One Piece is 10 times better, like by several miles. But so I've been kind of like on a One Piece kick. I obviously for the One Piece people, the people that have never seen One Piece and think it's a daunting task because how many episodes are we on right now?
It's a lot.
A lot. A lot.
It's well
Yeah.
over 1,000.
Yes, well over
It's-
1,000.
Well over 1,000. So
It's so worth it though.
Netflix is trying. They have like the from the first season to the end of I think Water 7. I think Water 7 is the last story arc Netflix has right now.
Yeah.
And no. In its lobby is the last one. Yeah, in its lobby is the last story arc. So I'm thinking maybe in a couple months or so that they're gonna give us at least 4 or 5 other story arcs to actually look at on Netflix. I mean, for the guys and gals that want to see the dub version. But I got so into it because I went back to watch some things. I watched In Its Lobby, which is kind of like my favorite, especially with Robin. That was a little bit of a tearjerker there because they went to go save her ass. So, she wanted to die, but no, you're not. No, you're not. And then I'm on, like I say, I'm retracking. So I'm on Thriller Bark. So
Which is my favorite arc.
Thriller Bark is your favorite. So you
Yes,
are the first one.
that is.
First one.
I'm still getting through the intros, y'all.
You got to get past Nami's story. If you could get through Nami, you'll be hooked.
I get it. And then what happens is I'll be watching it and I'll get distracted. And so what ends up happening is when I get distracted, I just kind of forget.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, or I'll fall asleep. And then I'm like, I got to get through this. They said once I get past this part, it's going to be smooth sailing. So then I have to go back and watch it.
It does.
Phone or computer if you can hear it going off because it's still new and I'm still trying to figure out how to work it.
Smooth sailing. There's a certain point in Nami's arc where you were like, oh, and you were like, okay, yeah, I'm hooked now.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
I found a couple of characters that I'm kind of like, I might like this character, but I'm still thinking about it.
Well, see, I think that's the cool thing because you could ask One Piece cosplayers what their favorite arc is, and everybody has a different arc. Everybody has a different character that they absolutely love, and or special moment that they really connected with because it's so big and so broad, and so it's just so human that you do find some way to connect with it. There's always a character that you're going to fall in love with. I don't run out of characters that I want to cosplay in it. That is for sure.
You have limitless characters you can play as. Like, Trafalgar Law is like probably my favorite character because I feel like his devil fruit power is OP, but you don't really see that in the show because he goes against very strong people, and sometimes he get his ass whipped. So it's. But his devil fruit power is crazy. So I was like, okay, how are you actually losing against this person? But I understand for plot purposes, and he's always the strategy guy. Like, hey, well, we're gonna go here. You guys go here. Wait, where's Luffy? Luffy says, "Damn your plan." I'm like 10 miles ahead. Every single time.
And by the way, Luffy is my absolute favorite. He is my favorite character out of everybody. And
I'm
still learning to I'm still 50-50 right now, but
you just never know when he's gonna go squirrel and just go.
Yeah.
He's just gonna
every time.
and then he'll get super serious, and it's just like you just go, don't mess with him because he is the true, he is truly a leader.
Right.
There's a plethora of personalities.
Yeah.
That part.
Okay,
That's
so
who he is.
let me plug Nakamicon. So Nakamicon South Blue, this year will be on October 6th through the 8th. It is at a new location at the Days Inn in Panama City Beach, Florida. It's got a grotto. It's got a hot tub, pool, heated pool, and a whole grotto. It's going to be really, really cool. So I can't wait for pictures.
Wow, man. Okay. Yeah, I might need to come to that.
You should, because I'm telling you, it is just, and it's super chill. The whole weekend is so chill. Like we're on a schedule. We're doing things all day long, all into the evening. It's free of charge. It costs $0 to go. You just have to pay for your hotel room.
That's
$0.
dope.
No admission at all. It's
That's why
all
people
run by fans. So yeah.
Now one of the topics was, since we're on the subject of One Piece, who's your favorite villain so far?
My favorite villain is Buggy, or if you want to call him a villain.
Buggy always finds a way to survive.
He's always up on top.
Like
not intentionally, but yeah.
You don't have a useless devil fruit power, but it's viewed as that because you got the chop fruit. You can just split your body into different parts. And I was like, okay.
I have villains that I hate, that I absolutely hate.
Who is that?
I do have villains. And Don Flamingo is one.
What?
I hated him. I hated him with my very soul. I love him, but I hate him with my very soul.
It's his laugh, man. I think that's why I like him as a villain, because he has a very evil laugh.
I think he's super cool. Like I really enjoy it.
I'm going to go put on my eyes because I can't see.
Oh no.
Eyes on. I'll be back.
Now, I'd have to say yes, I love Buggy, but if you want to talk later on, like a Buggy is kind of like a whole like entire story kind of villain that will be there forever. I feel like that it'll never come in and go out. He will always be there.
Not at all. I feel that way.
Big Mom
he always gonna pop up.
Big Mom's my second because I think she is just amazing. She's so much fun. Not only to cosplay, but just her presence in the whole arc was just so cool. So
Big Mom's a pimp. That is just Big Mom's a pimp. Like I mean, if you've never seen One Piece, ladies and gentlemen, you will definitely see why she's a pimp. There's a reason why they call her Big Mom. There's a reason. There's multiple reasons, actually. There's multiple reasons.
There's many reasons, like 200 and some reasons.
There's many reasons about that. She's not to be messed with. She's not to be taken lightly, but
no. I really wish that there was some way to get like a group together and do like all of her whole entire crew. Like everybody that's seen at this point, get everybody to cosplay that, because that would be so cool.
To me, I say Doflamingo is probably like my favorite villain so far, but my most hated villain obviously is Akanu. He killed Ace, so it's like I really want to see you get your ass whipped, and I mean like royally. Yeah. And I hope Garp is the one to do it, but I mean, you witness your grandson get murdered. I mean, you let your sense of duty kind of take over, which I don't get the conflict, but I get the conflict for anime purpose, because anime has a deeper meaning to things. So, us in the real world, we don't see it that way. You could have just punched the lights out. They could have done that. But yeah, I'm you are the first person though that says Thriller Bark is the favorite story arc. A lot of people say Ines Lobby. A lot of people are actually going to the Wano arc.
Oh, Wano's great. Thriller Bark, I don't know. I think it was Luffy walking into the graveyard.
Yeah.
That part. I was like, yeah, this is my arc right here. Just the vibe of it. It's Halloweeny and Yeah. So
I may have to hurry up and get to that one then.
it's
Oh,
it's
you-
really fun.
You'll get there. You'll get there. Definitely with the Netflix. I think it's easier with Netflix because it's continuous, and like whenever an episode ends, it can skip the intro and go straight into the next part.
I do that part, yes.
Yeah, so I think it's a little easier to digest and
That's
binge.
and I'm the only one that gets upset that I because I'll be honest, my other half does this. He'll skip over the intros to get to the story. And I get upset because I like the intros and the endings. I want to watch them all.
It depends. When I'm first starting any anime, I watch the intro and I watch the ending theme, just so I can at least the first 2 episodes, so I can say if I know it and like it. But like there are some that I will listen to it because I really liked it. This Jujutsu Kaisen, I love the intro. Love it. I mean, I've got it on my Spotify playlist. I absolutely love it. I listen to it. I don't care. I don't mind listening to it. It's just I'm sitting there, I'm doing something, I'm bopping while it's going, and I'm listening to it. So I think it just depends on how well I like the songs. Some of them I like enough to put on my Spotify playlist. Some of them are getting the skip.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way because I'm in the boat with you, Brittany, and you, Ellie. Is if the intro is badass, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna listen to this every time it comes on.
Mhm.
And like Stone Ocean, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean on Netflix. Like I like the ending theme. Like it got a certain vibe to it. But any song that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has as an outro or intro is from an actual song that's been played by someone in that timeline. Like they had a top 10 song, whether it's I think Prince. Prince was the theme for Golden Wind. So there was, there's a lot of Prince references in that. But since you did mention Halloween theme, there is an anime that I did sink my teeth in, and it's Chainsaw Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
It's good.
I've heard about Chainsaw Man before it became an anime, right? And I skipped across it. I don't know why I did this.
I don't know why either.
But I skipped across it, and when the anime first showed up, and this was the wave of Blue Lock, Bleach, and Chainsaw Man. So Blue Lock was on Saturday, Bleach was on Monday, Chainsaw Man was on Tuesday, and I watched the first episode and I was hooked. I was hooked. It was beautiful gore.
Yep.
And there's some trauma there, and there's some things that really caught me off guard. Glad I didn't read the manga, because
I'm telling you, I was in Barnes and Nobles because I haven't watched the anime, but I finished the first arc for Chainsaw Man.
Mm-hmm.
And I just was like, oh, this sounds interesting. And I just picked it up, and down the rabbit hole we go.
Yeah.
And I got to the point, there are certain mangas that I'll read and I'm just like, I gotta know what's next, and having to wait for it to come out. And I don't have too many that are like that, but Chainsaw Man, I waited for that one to come out. I was like, hurry up, let me go ahead and do a pre-order right now. It's a good manga. It's the anime, from what I've seen so far, has been true to the manga. Of course, I'm filling in information that's not being presented in the anime, but it's good. It gets better. It gets better. I will say that. So I can't wait for y'all to get to the end.
I'm on episode 10 right now. I'm on episode 10, but episode 8 and 9, Jesus. I was like, now, my boy, Denji, it has to be the luckiest cat I know. Because
okay.
Because think about it now. If you really think about it, like, women are really throwing themselves at him, but all he wants to do is touch boobs and get a kiss. That's all he wants.
I mean, he's a teenager.
That's it.
Ooh,
And
15, 16 years old. That's all he all he wants to know is where's his next meal coming from? When is he gonna get to touch some boobs? And once he gets those two things fulfilled, he's fine.
Yeah.
Until he finds something else that he wants. But Denji is I'm a big fan of character development. So I like what they're going to do with him, and he's just a good character. He is going to be that character that life is rough. Like life is really rough for Denji right now.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to empathize with Denji a little, if they don't already, a little later on. He's a really good character. Power is my favorite though. I love Power. She's so crazy, but I love her.
Wait a minute, Power. Is that the one with the butcher knife?
That's the one with the little devil with the horns.
Oh, the blood. Okay, yeah.
Blood demon. Yeah. I love Power. When I was at, I don't know if it was not Anime Expo. What was the con we all went to? Because I forgot.
Animazement.
Animazement.
That was it. Animazement. I bought so much artwork, and I bought artwork of Power, and I loved it because this particular artist, whose name escapes me at the moment, portrayed her opposite from the way her character is portrayed in the manga and the anime, and it gives her this very soft feminine energy, and I'm just like, this is Power. Like, she's cool. She can be hardcore, but she can be soft too.
Yeah.
Power is my favorite though.
She has her certain ways, because Denji, he had a rough life, like growing up, and I mean, he basically grew up in debt, and
like the rest of us.
Right. I'm like, bro, you got born into this?
American Dream.
I was about to say that.
I'm like, you got to be down on his luck, man. You got a little pet demon, Portita, with a little chainsaw nose. You're feeding them and stuff like that, and then you get this little slice of happiness. You got this sense of belonging. You part of this division that hunts devils, and then this traumatic thing happens. So, I mean, I think one of my favorite episodes is when Power like double crossed him, because it was a deal that she had to make to get what she wanted, and he was like buried under the devil, and he just was chainsaw his way out. But his reasoning for doing it is all he wanted to do was touch her boobs. I'm like, it was no other reason for that. Like, just to like defeat this devil, put yourself in danger, go into the mouth of the devil. It's like, nah, I'm gonna get her out because she promised me.
He just said, keep it simple. Life is not that hard. Keep it simple. That's exactly right.
One track minded, man. I was like, wow. It was hilarious though, but I really do like Denji as a character. And like you said, a lot of people can empathize with his character, especially with the stuff that he has experienced throughout his childhood, his sudden, power boost, and people are really paying him attention, and he got a sense of family. And usually when things with family, sometimes traumatic things happen. And then I feel like his life is doing like this up and down roller coaster ride from what I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, but I think they try to, I like the fact that they use pets to try and humanize them. Like Denji had Ponchito.
Yeah.
That was his dog. And Power has Meowie.
Yeah.
Like, I like the fact that from what we've seen so far, these two are probably the most batshit crazy devils.
Yeah.
But you have this attachment to this animal. Like, you can't be that mad. You can't be that bad. You know?
I need to save
I
my
love
cat.
that I love that they give them that hard exterior and then they use those pets to soften that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Meowie, I need to save my cat. I'm sorry, I gotta sacrifice you, but I want Meowie
I'm
back.
sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. My bad. I'm sorry. Sorry I put you in this trap, but the cat is more important.
Yep.
But I mean, like I said, I really do love the anime. A lot of people are gravitating to it. A lot of people are clamoring for it. I know I'm just scared it's gonna be like 12 episodes and bam, you gotta wait that shit for another season.
I do not think that. I will tell you, I don't know. I'm not psychic. I don't have no inside magic ball, anything like that. But I'm going to tell you that those 12 episodes will not cover this particular arc.
Okay.
It's gonna get deeper, it's gonna get more grungy, there's gonna be more blood, and I would say to do it accurately without cheating or cutting things short, if they did 36 episodes, which I know is asking a lot because it's not cheap to produce these episodes, 36 episodes I think would accurately portray the manga. And you can cut out a couple of parts. But I think if they do 24, if they do 12 this season and then 12 another season, I think it's gonna feel a little rushed. I hope that they don't do that. I hope that they give it the time that it needs because it's really, really good. And you need that extra bit of time to see how Genji, Power, Makima, how all of them get from point A to Z. We just skipping all of the letters. We're going to Z. So I hope that they do that.
Well, I feel like Chainsaw Man is going to be one of those anime that when the season ends, it's going to leave us like not knowing what to do with our hands. It's like, well, now what? What else? What else is going to watch now? I feel like it's definitely going to be that. I hope it be like Black Clover. And Black Clover didn't rely on the 12 episodes. They actually kind of like just kept going. Then it took a little break and they just kept going continuously. And
the potential is there. It wasn't, I think the first arc in the manga has 11 volumes. It wasn't until I got to the end that I realized there was going to be more. When it was like, this is the end of the public safety arc. And I was like, oh, okay. So you're already telling us that there's going to be more. You know, as you like to say, get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, get your popcorn ready.
I am very excited. I like the fact that the author, the writers have thought this far enough out where they're going to there's more coming, even if the anime only gets through the first arc, or even if it only gets through half of the first arc, or even if you get a rushed version, there's still more to come. I think you're right. It does have the potential to be like Black Clover. Maybe not as many episodes, depending on how the next arc is, but I could see it falling into like Black Clover, Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer. I could see it falling into that. I actually like the fact that they do arcs because you can kind of jump in anywhere and start from somewhere.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So I'm definitely jumping in that. Again, One Piece. I'm gonna go see One Piece Red with Shanks and his.
Ooh, did you like it?
His daughter batshit crazy.
Don't ruin it. I haven't seen it yet. I know this is terrible.
Oh my God, no, Ellie, no.
Look, I didn't have time. So I'm waiting on it. But look, going back to Chainsaw Man, rumors are that there is going to be a season 2 in 2024. And there's possibility of a movie.
Oh
wait, 2024.
Yeah, this is what I'm just saying. Rumors has it. That's rumors are going around. So
okay. So if I'm a betting man here, It could be like Demon Slayer, because Demon Slayer finished the season. Then they gave us a movie, which is basically another story arc.
It's an arc, yeah.
Yeah, and then the third season was the third arc. So it could be like that. And if it's like that, then I'm okay. I'm okay.
The way they're kind of fitting the movies in there is helping kind of bridge some of these gaps for, some of these mangas that have multiple arcs in it, and they want to try to get to an arc that they feel like may be more popular or something, or they'll put out a movie and then bridge that gap with it. You're seeing that trend a lot now.
True that. It's now I will say, Ellie, I'm gonna ask you this question. Do you like musicals?
Do I like musicals?
Yes.
Sometimes. It depends. It really does. Like I look at Disney movies as being kind of musicals.
Yeah.
And those kind of things. And there's been a couple anime that I've seen that are kind of like that set up. So yeah, but it just depends. Like we went to go see Into the Woods. I do not like that. No, that was not my favorite movie at all.
Well, just prepare yourself for Red.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs there.
I heard there was a lot of songs in it, but I heard that it's really good. It's like being at a concert. There was this anime. What was the name of this anime that I had seen a long time ago? It was like Macross was kind of like that. Some of the Macross movies were kind of like that. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can do that. And if it's One Piece, I'll be good. So
you know what's funny? Okay, so when I went to go see the movie, right? I went to go see like the dub version, right?
Uh-huh.
So most of us was in the movie theater, and they started it, and they played subbed, and nobody really said anything. Really, people was kind of like, kind of like see people look around or whatever, and then all of a sudden the screen just stopped, and then they started over again, and they played the dub. So the song that was being sang, being sung, we had to hear it all over again. All over again.
Oh no!
Then the progress with the movie, but you didn't mind it because the song was actually pretty good. So
yeah,
I was like, all right. So I think you would enjoy it. I think the not Red, but the movie before that, One Piece. I think that one is my favorite.
And that one was I'm having a hard time thinking. It's on the tip of my tongue.
It's not Gold. It's the one where they had the laugh tail compass and all the pirates showed up. I actually have that, and I forgot the name of that. The name escapes me right now.
Yeah.
But so far it is a good movie. Chainsaw Man is definitely good. Now the anime I just finished watching is only 7 episodes long. I will be writing about it for this month's issue of Orange Phoenix magazine. It's Uncle from Another World. And
I want to see that. That's on my list. I haven't started it yet because I'm like, I don't want to stay up all night.
You won't. I promise you, Brittany. I promise you, you will not. It's only 7 episodes long. You will finish it all in one sitting. It's reverse Isekai. So basically, the uncle was in a coma for all these years, and he finally wakes up, and he wakes up in front of his nephew, who's older now.
Oh, wow.
And he pulls out this book and documenting everything, and then he starts speaking like these weird languages. And the nurse is kind of like, just okay, hey, ha 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 ha. And, she just walks away, takes his temperature, walks away. And his nephew has these papers, and initially I just knew exactly what those papers were. To give your uncle away. I already knew what that was, until his uncle used magic to bring the cup to him. And he was like, "Yo, what did you just do?" He's like, "Oh, it's magic, man. What? It's magic." He's like, "You could do that." Right, because,
like just explains it all.
Because when he said it at first, he said, "Yo, I can do magic," and his nephew was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna sign these papers." Like that. I'm gonna sign these papers until he said, because he kept like saying the weird words to move the cup, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm back in the real world now, so let me use English." And then he said "wind," and then it just picked up the cup and just like moved it all around. And then his nephew was like, "Yeah, we're gonna start a YouTube channel. We're gonna make money off of this. We're gonna make money off of this." So hilarious. So his whole life is based off of Sega. Just FYI. His whole life experiences, his life choices, how he, go into other world, because he kind of like pulls up screens that say, "Hey, this is what was going on with me while I was away. Meet this elf girl, meet this girl over here, and I don't trust them. They always stealing my crap." And he's completely clueless that these women like him, and his nephew the same way. It's like it's hilarious. I mean, but the only thing that disappointed me is that it was only 7 episodes, because I could have kept watching it over and over and over again. Nice slice of life, reverse Isekai, because a part of me feels like Isekai is like oversaturated. Ever since Sword Art Online came out, it's like everybody got reincarnated. Well, I got reincarnated into a book.
Everybody gets reincarnated now.
I got reincarnated into a Skull Knight. I got reincarnated into a slime. I was like, which reincarnated into a slime is actually pretty good.
It is pretty
That
good.
one is good. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. And then it's, what's funny about those long titled animes? I'm like, yo, you could not pick a better title for this. Like, this is not appealing at all to me. Just come on now. But that was really good. Also good news. Way of the House Husband, new season. I think it comes out New Year's Day. If you haven't seen that.
Yeah.
So Ellie, you ever seen that? Way of the House Husband?
Yes. One of the ones that I'm on right now is the Spy X Family. Have you seen that yet?
You say Spy X Family?
Yeah.
First half of the episode. So I know how good it is. I really know how good it is. I haven't sat and watched the anime, but I read the manga. I read a few chapters of the manga. I was like, yo, this is amazing. And here comes the anime, which disappointingly so, I have not seen it yet.
It's really cute. I have very much enjoyed it.
So, I mean, I'm ready
I
for
may have
it.
to give it a second chance.
A second chance? You didn't like it?
I mean, kind of 50-50. I may have to give it a second chance.
It's
Like
cute.
I've started reading the manga, and I think I was expecting a actual, like, some type of real storyline, and it's not. It's a true slice of life. I think I may just have to reread it with the expectation that it's a slice of life. I don't know what I was expecting when I first started reading it. And then once I finish reading it, I'm gonna go watch the manga. I mean the anime.
I think I'm enjoying the anime much more, just because some of the scenes and everything, just the way they're animated and how it's voiced is just really cute. So I don't know. It's just one of those ones where I can just come home from work, sit down and watch it and just enjoy something.
I may do it in the reverse.
Yeah.
I think I have like the first 4 volumes. I have the first 4 volumes, but I may do it in the reverse. And then go back and read it.
It's not gonna hurt anything. I mean, I've done that before. I've watched an anime, really loved it, and then got back into the manga. So
I always get upset when I do that, because the manga keeps going after the anime, and I'm like, these are things I needed to know. You cheated. You're forcing me to go buy this manga where I have to reread everything I've just watched.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? I think studios do that on purpose, because when you end in a cliffhanger, that makes you go out there and read the manga, because you can't wait a whole another year.
No.
Watch this. I was like, nah, I got to read this shit right now.
Yep.
And see what happens. And What did I do that with? I did that with Demon Slayer. I just got totally impatient. I like, nah, I can't do this. I gotta finish this out.
So
Especially
this is what happened to me with Berserk. I actually watched a few episodes and then went back and picked up the manga because I wanted to read the manga after I saw the anime. And so then I started reading the manga, dropped the anime, and then went back to the anime.
yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Which Berserk is an acquired taste.
Yes, it is.
Berserk is
It is very much so. You have to have a stomach for Berserk, in my
I
opinion.
love it.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Berserk.
You gotta have a stomach for it.
You
I
have
mean,
to have a stomach, and you almost have to not have a conscience.
yeah, man, listen. I think Berserk is a callback to the older anime movies from like the 80s and 90s because like there was no holds barred with the
Right.
old like the Demon City Shinjuku.
Yeah.
I think that's the
Oh.
one. Yeah, that one was hardcore. But especially the
So-
way Gus was born.
So I do have a good story about this. So my I have been taking my niece to conventions and whatnot, and she's kind of gotten into anime and stuff. And she's this was when she was 14. She's just turned 15. Now she looks like a grown woman. Like she she a big girl. And my sister, when I was talking to my sister one night, no, my niece had come over to spend the weekend with me because we were working on costumes.
Mhm.
And she's talking and she was like, well, what do you want to do for this con coming up? Whatnot. And she goes, I want to do Berserk. And I went, what? Wait, you want to do Berserk? She says, yes.
Run
well,
that by me
possibly.
again.
I was like, guts. And I don't want you to do Griffith. And da. So she starts going on and on. So later on, after, of course, spending the weekend with her and seeing she's got these books and whatnot, and I was like, I called my sister up and I said, hey, so I need to talk to you about something. I said, who bought this particular book for her? Well, this is a manga. And I was like, who bought that? And she says, oh, I bought it. And I said, do you know what it's about? She goes, no, I don't know nothing about any of that stuff. So that by this point, I had stuck my foot in my mouth, and she wanted me to tell her what it was about. So you're on the phone telling my sister what this thing is about, and I was like, "But it's okay. She's mature enough to handle it because
Yeah.
I don't want to totally destroy her passion for this." But I am now working on a Guts and Griffith combo for GalaxyCon now because of my niece.
Guts and
My
Griffith, man.
15-year-old niece.
You got to be careful with Griffith, man. You might get stones thrown at you. You might, hey, man. Griffith's a very hated character.
We're doing film versions of both of these.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Nice.
I'm hoping that we will be clad with just enough to be okay this con.
So did she just get the first chapter, just the first book of Berserk?
She has read all of it. Like she has read the entire thing. She is in love with this. Like
Wow.
she took
see, now I gotta go buy it.
she took a black hoodie and used bleach to make this whole image on the back of it that is just amazing. Looks like an artist out of like a pro artist did it, and she did it with bleach on the back of this hoodie.
Dang, go on.
I asked her where mine was. She didn't make me one. Where's my present?
I'm telling you, if Berserk doesn't shake her, then nothing will.
Berserk is really good though.
Yeah, it's
And I
really
didn't
good.
like
The story's
gore.
really good.
Yeah.
I did not like gore, but I like Berserk in the storyline.
Yeah.
I think it was like my gateway into gory manga.
You know what's funny is that I experienced Berserk and didn't know I experienced Berserk before I saw the movies like on Netflix and the series, because there was a video game on Dreamcast called Sword of the Berserk. and it took place. I want to say it took place after. It definitely took place after the whole Griffith situation, because Guts has a pup,
Oh.
the little elf fairy. So, and Casca is with him, and he goes into this village, and there's these monsters in this village, and basically he's kind of like clearing that village out. That's the whole story of the game. Didn't even know it was anime at the time. I was just like young kid, didn't care. Just it was a hack and slash game, actually, and it was very bloody. So here comes Berserk, and I was like, wait a minute. Wait. I played this game before. Now I'm like hunting for this game now, which I did find it. I got it on my laptop. I did find it. And it's odd though, because if that big sword that he has, a Dragon Slayer, so if he's in the hallway, you can't use the sword because it clings up against the wall on the video game. So if you're in a narrow hallway, you can't use it. Like the physics of the game fix it that way, where you can use the arm crossbow.
That's clever.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, for Dreamcast, that's not bad.
Nope, not going through any walls or anything.
Right. You're like, oh well, that's not happening.
That wall doesn't exist in reality.
That's why he doesn't like small spaces when they're exploring in the caves, because he can't swing his sword around.
Yeah.
Can't swing the sword around. He need open space so he can slice demons' head off.
Slice and dice, man.
Wow. So I know you mentioned earlier in the show that Hunter x Hunter is back. Thank God.
Yes.
So do you think, I'm gonna ask y'all opinion, do you think Tagashi's gonna finish?
It's always hit or miss, isn't it?
But he's got help though. He's getting help.
Well, yeah, he's getting help, but
I think go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead, Brittany.
I think it will finish. I think it's just a matter of if the people that are helping him are going to portray it the way he sees it in his head.
Got you.
I think that would be the part that takes the longest. But I think it will finish. Some people have said they were not that happy with the last batch of episodes that came out. I said, I'm fine with those episodes that came out. I love where they're at right now. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yep.
I don't think the story after, Gon gets, his abilities back in the anime version, that I think that story itself has ended. Like Gon the Killer story has ended. I think a lot of people speculate that the way Tagashi wants to talk about Hunter x Hunter is there's other characters that's going to end up being main characters, and eventually that's how he wants to end it. So, and I'm not opposed to that at all, because Gon the Killer have been through a lot. I don't think there's much else you can do with those two. Well, Gon, actually, you can in a way, because he met his dad, Gene, his deadbeat dad, Gene.
He was a deadbeat. Sorry, I said is a deadbeat. Present tense.
Shout out to L'Oreal for calling him out. He was like, yo, go see your son. What are you doing?
Yep.
You're just out here in the crowd. He said, he don't need to see me. Yes, he does.
We've seen this happen though. This is exactly what happened with Dragon Ball. Trying to move towards, he at one point was trying to move towards, Gohan and younger characters and whatnot. And but the fans were not having it, and I don't know if the fans are gonna be okay with it, because it does have a deep fan base.
It does.
I feel like I think you're right about the fans, that they like their pairings. Like we know they like their pairings. Me personally, I would like to see what happens with Killua and his sister.
Yeah,
it's a girl, right?
Yeah,
that part's still confusing.
Yeah,
her.
Yeah, it's a girl.
Look, y'all know. Is she quite okay? Anyway, I would kind of like, even if they didn't do a bunch of episodes, I would be perfectly fine with them doing like a 1 hour closer that just show them 10 years into the future. I would be content with that because Hunter x Hunter was good. Y'all, I watched the whole thing over again. I've never watched anything that long over again in my life. I watched the whole thing over. I didn't get any sleep that week. And I binged it because I'm a binger.
I do it at least once a year with Hunter x Hunter. I'm not even gonna lie. I do it at least once a year.
I'm not gonna watch it once a year. I'm gonna remember what I watched this time.
But the thing is, I don't put myself on a schedule. It's just that there's a certain part of the year that I'm in the mood to watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. And I kind of do that with Yu Yu Hakusho too. I kind of do that with that because Yu Yu Hakusho is like one of my all-time favorites. Same guy, Tagashi, same guy.
Yeah. I think and the only reason I ended up rewatching it is because a friend of mine, he was like, he wasn't that impressed by the last season. And I was like, what?
How? You talking about the Chimera Ant art, right?
Huh?
You talking about Chimera Ant or what happened after?
Yeah, Chimera Ant.
Okay.
Chimera Ant and what happened afterwards. I was like, what you mean? Friend, what you mean?
The shock.
I was like, maybe I missed something. Let me go back and rewatch it again. I got to the end and I was like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. It was good.
Since I rewatched the Chimera Ant art, I gotta critique it a little bit. And the only thing I'm critiquing is that they went from like all action, and then there was a turning point where the narrator was narrating everything the character was feeling or doing at the time. And I was like, why are you doing this? We're not.
Because if this was the manga, you could just read those emotions, but they want you to understand what they're feeling in that moment. And honestly, as a reader, that did not bother me because Gon and him trying to deal with Kite's death, that I was like, what's wrong with you?
Look, all Kite had to say was, listen, if I die, I'm gonna get resurrected. It will be no Chimera Ant art.
I mean, you're right. But you think about it though, like I liked it because Gon was still he shows a lot of growth. He does.
Yeah.
But in those moments, he was a kid who was hurt because his friend died and he didn't know what else to do.
A friend that you just met.
Friend, yeah, right. Friend, you don't even know his last name. Don't know how old he is, don't know his favorite food, nothing.
He knows my dad.
That was good enough for him.
That was good
enough for him. He was sad.
So
he might have some daddy issues.
He just might. He just might. I think it did. At first, it didn't bother me, but I guess off my recent watchings of Chimera Ant art, it did bother me. It did bother me to a certain extent because there was a certain flow to.
Oh, gorgeous!
Sorry, he's gonna get my keyboard.
You're like, yeah, I am here.
He is gorgeous.
Recognize me, pet me. So he's.
This is Low, by the way.
Low.
Kylo. All of my cats are named after Star Wars characters.
Awesome.
Okay.
I am the star of this show.
Actually, he does look like Kylo a little bit. That energy. He is giving off that energy.
He does have. He's sassy.
But yeah, so it was a certain flow like the first half of the Chimera arc had. And like the flow slowed down because of the narration, but it's like you kind of built us up to that point where we know what's happening, so you don't really have to narrate it per se. But I will say that is one of the best arcs in anime because it didn't end like a typical shonen would end. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like a ass pull power up and you go fight the head guy because Gon never fought the head guy.
I like that part.
Yeah, he fought a henchman.
He wasn't. And a lot of those particular type of animes, the main character is like the most powerful one. But I like the fact that they're like, look, you're good, but we got people that are better.
Yeah.
And I like that they didn't try to make it seem like he did have to do like his major power up at the end that the girl Chimera in. The cat one.
Oh, Pito? Yeah, Pito.
That's it. Like me. That was me. I was channeling my inner Pito. No. Here's the thing. If let's say Gon was going to go and fight the king,
he would have got washed.
He would have got washed. He would have died.
Yeah, he would have got washed.
Would have died. They would have had like a whole Dragon Ball Z bring him back to life type of thing, and that's just too much work to try and figure out. I like that they played it the long way around. For that particular ending, I thought it was good though. I was really upset. My feelings were really hurt.
I think that's why I like Togashi so much, is that he fleshes out his characters a little bit more than other people do. And I mean, you saw it firsthand with Yu Yu Hakusho. Even though Yusuke is not your typical main character, because everybody can get hands. Girls, dudes, old ladies, handicapped people, it don't matter.
I'm gonna show you everybody.
Everybody can get it. Like don't worry about this. This is not a game to me. So and he is my my favorite Yu Yu Hakusho character. He's my guy.
Hands down.
He's my boy all day. He is my boy. Now Kurama is kind of like my my second favorite, because once he changed it to Yoko Kurama, I was like, okay, this is what you've been hiding. I knew you was hiding something, because if Hiei is giving you some due respect, and it's like, yo, don't sleep on this man because he got a rose whip. Like, there's something you don't know about him.
He will kill you.
He will kill you in the most strategic of ways. So see him in Hunter x Hunter. It just, the characters are fleshed out even more. And there's other characters that you want to, like Hisoka. Hisoka is like an interesting character. The Phantom Troop, like I'm not even gonna lie. Even though that Phantom Troop episode in the Chimera Ant arc was my favorite episode, two or three episodes, because it was kind of like fantasy booking for me, and a lot of fantasy booking for a lot of people. Because like, what if the Phantom Troop was here? How would they fare against the Chimera Ants? And we kind of saw it. I wanted to see Hisoka there to see how he would fare against the Chimera Ants, because that would be interesting to see. But
you think about it. I will tell y'all, there's one scene in that arc where Killua is trying to get away with his sister, and Hisoka is like, do you just want me to kill them now? And the look his brother is like, I will end you right here, right now. Don't even go. Y'all, I watched it in English. I watched it in Japanese. I watched it in every language it came in, just to see if it had the same impact.
Yeah.
It was, that's my favorite thing.
Across the board. It was like that across the board.
Yes. He was like, I will end you. You don't, I'll end you right now.
I mean, I was on your vibe, dude. Like the way you was talking about how you torture your brother. I thought we was here. I thought we was on the same wavelength. Apparently not. My bad. But I right now I am catching up on the 100 chapters though. I mean, Hisoka got his ass whipped in the manga. Because it's a certain person he wanted to fight. Like, you remember in the anime is a person that he really wanted to fight, and it was Crollo. And yeah, and they got that one-on-one finally. It was at that tournament that Gon and Killua was training at, how they learned Nin. Which is an interesting ability in itself, because now nobody's not completely OP unless it's Kite. And I finally picked up on what Kite was saying when he pulled that number before he fought Pito. He was like, all right. Here we go. All right, just take my head, man. Just I'll be back later. It's whatever. Like, information, dude. Information. Oh, by the way, Gon, Killua, if I die, don't get pissy. I'll come back. Nah, you failed to mention that, my guy. Failed to mention that. But like I said, I'm glad Hunter x Hunter is back. I hope it does finish. I hope it finished to Tagashi's liking. I'm hearing rumors about Yu Yu Hakusho OVAs being dubbed. I did hear about that. So I'm not sure when.
I saw on one of my sites, because I'm always looking for merch.
Of course.
Where they were re-releasing Yu Yu Hakusho.
Is a certain. So I know I can stream this. I know I can stream Funimation on Yu Yu Hakusho. I know I can stream Outlaw Star. But I kind of want the collector's edition of Yu Yu Hakusho. And I really want the collector's edition of Outlaw Star. The one that has like the red box that looks like the ship. That's the one I really, really want.
You should buy it.
I might see it at Ichiban Con. I might see it there. Because that, they sell DVDs there anyway. And I always try to find the ones that that's not streaming on any platforms. And I usually get those anime. And it's been hit and miss. There's some anime that I bought that was like, oh, I'm glad I bought this DVD. And then there's some was like, yeah, I wasted my money. This dub is trash. I shouldn't have did this. But you rolled the dice.
I can't do that. My willpower ain't that strong. If I see a good sale on something that's older, I'm gonna get it, or I'm at least gonna put it in my cart and think about if I really need it.
I mean, you saw what happened at Animazement. You saw what happened to us at Animazement. Like, no,
that was because there was a tornado and we got locked in the basement, right?
Yes, that's what it was.
Animazement?
That's what it was.
They locked us in the dealer's room. Okay.
That was hilarious.
Y'all saw what I was doing. Every time I was on my way out, I bust a U-turn and I used to see something else. I was like,
that artist alley was
good.
It was good this past year. It was really
that One Piece art though. I was snatching that stuff up quick.
Alley.
So
Artist Alley was good. Those corn dogs were good too.
Oh, the food was excellent. Food was excellent at Animes. I have no complaints about the food whatsoever.
And Squid Games, oh my gosh, I still
Yo.
Like, I still can't believe they did that.
It was great.
So, all right. So to the watchers of the show, I didn't know how competitive Ellie was, because I'm very competitive too. I didn't know how competitive she was up until Squid Games. You know that red light, green light game? Yeah, we was pushing kids over. It didn't matter.
I would run and there would be somebody standing on the square
for the weak of heart.
And I would just bounce them off. I had to go apologize to them all.
Ellie told me straight up before she even did it. She was like, listen, I got hips and I'm gonna use them. She told me straight out the gate.
I'm solid, man. I'll bounce me right off.
I was like, all right, well, one of us gonna get this dub. Know that much. I mean, kids were flying. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I was pushing kids over, and then
I got caught.
I got soft. I
got caught. They made me roll.
I watched from the sidelines.
You went straight to the sideline. No, the funniest one was Kiwi though. Like Kiwi, like you could have just stayed in the game, man. What are you doing? Because she showed up late and she was just like, you could have just won it all for us, honestly.
Just walked to the end and just like, hey, I'm in the second round.
I'm like, okay.
That's great.
Oh, I know about Squid Games, but Alice in Borderland, the new season for Alice in Borderland for Netflix is coming out next week.
Nice.
Yeah, so you see Alice in Borderland, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see Alice in Borderland, right, Ellie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So I can't wait for the second season because that.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, and Tubi. So I'm sleeping on Tubi, the app. I thought it was just like this hub for C and B movies, but apparently there are some anime that just been sitting out there. I saw some Super Sentai stuff. So, Power Rangers is based off of like Japanese, Japanese shows or whatever. So Power Rangers was based off of Super Sentai. So I saw Rita Repulsa in Japanese form. I saw the Super Sentai, so it's very different. It is very different. Rita,
Better.
I would say it's better because it's like TV PG, TV 14. It's a little bit more violent.
Mm.
It's a little bit more violent. Like soon, okay, so Rita was in that dumpster, right? And she got uncovered.
Mm-hmm.
She comes out, she goes to Earth, and she started wrecking the place, like destroying skyscrapers and all that stuff. She built up her own lair in the city. It wasn't like on this all planet nowhere. Nah, she was in the city. Like, nah, I'm staying here. This is where I'm at. And instead of Zordon, it's like this old man that summons these legendary heroes, and they have to do a trial to get their weapons, like swords and the stuff that we saw in Power Rangers, but it's a little bit more violent. And I was like, huh. So I saw guns being used, like M16s. I was like, wow. This where they got this from. So Tubi has some good gems on there. I have to give it to Tubi. There was some anime on there too. There was a good bit of anime on there, but there's a lot of Japanese shows on there. And like what was it? Kamen Rider 0 Hour. And I got interested in it because I saw a comic book at Heroes and Dragons. And I was like, wait a minute. I know there's a show because one of the Geek Corner members told me about Kamen Rider. And then I saw it, and it is a live action show, but they have anime humor. So like people falling down randomly, stuff like that. They do that, but in live action format.
Okay.
And it's pretty decent. It's pretty good. Yeah. It's pretty good. So ladies and gentlemen, this has been our show for our YouTube channel, our second show. I'm glad you guys was able to come back because it's been so long, right, Brittany and Ellie, since people heard y'all voices on the Podbean app. So obviously this ain't the last time y'all gonna be on. We're gonna be on the show. This is definitely gonna be a regular thing. Gotta have our anime corner.
Yes.
Talk about all things anime and all the anime news that's dropping because I know My Hero Academia got a live action movie that's supposed to come to Netflix. I don't want to see that, but people might.
I don't think that's gonna be a good movie. I'm just saying. I think it's gonna be like Dragon Ball Z. And that was not that great as the live action.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about Dragon Ball Z live action.
Oh God, why?
We don't talk about that.
My Christmas has been ruined.
Oh my God, it was just so horrible. Oh, horrible. Why? The only live action.
Who thought that was a good idea anyway?
Who thought it was a good idea? Who thought about Goku going to high school? To be honest, Goku was dumb as a rock. Like, why was he in high school, man?
And then we've got just don't even go with Avatar. So we're gonna stop now.
I must do better.
Major live actions coming up from some of our favorite shows. Please, I'm praying they don't mess it up.
Completely obliterating any kind of notion that you could do a live action anime series. Like you know what? Full Metal Alchemist was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop was very good.
I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying. I watch when I really ain't got nothing to do, I will watch it. And I'm not really watching it. I'm just listening to it. And I'm really enjoying the episodes. But I do like the action scenes.
Yeah. Like it's a good, and they canceled it. They
did.
Of course they did. It was good.
I was like,
fans went nuts that it wasn't any good. But it's not the anime. Like, quit treating live actions like they are the anime because they're not.
I blame it all on Dragon Ball Evolution. That's why I blame it on.
Yeah.
That's just
such
like
a high standard.
I did I bought the Cowboy Bebop when it went on sale for one of their anniversary editions. I bought that, and I bought the vinyl record of the soundtrack.
Oh snap!
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, I did get me some Cowboy Bebop artwork at Animation. I remember that because I actually got that bad boy framed.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a good old Spike Spiegel, man. So I really did like the live action. I was one of those people that was like, you about to butcher this. You about to kill it. And then as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I was wrong. I'm going to sit back and enjoy this like a good fan's supposed to. And then, like you said, I think it was too many fans that was just, dumping on it. And
The standard's so high for certain people and for certain animes. It's
Yeah.
hard.
I think Cowboy Bebop was a couple of people's gateway. And it's like up there, like as one of the top animes of all time. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
But there's some things you can easily do. You can do Lupin the Third. You could definitely do Lupin the Third. And you can definitely do Cowboy Bebop. We got technology. Hell, you can do Dragon Ball Z
The right way.
the right way.
The right way.
George Lucas, maybe. I keep hearing these rumors about Kevin Feige interested in Dragon Ball Z from the Marvel MCU universe. I was like, I'm not sure about that. I don't want Disney touching this.
I mean, Disney they have money and power, so
too much.
I feel like they're trying to expand into some other areas. I just don't know if they're going to be successful with that expansion.
Yeah.
I don't think they should. I don't think they should.
I don't think they should either.
Like I'm content with Toei Animation.
They could stick to Star Wars.
Thank you.
I've been enjoying that.
Yeah.
Let's just stick with that for right now. Then we can talk about the other later.
Give us Bad Batch. Give us The Acolyte. You give us Andor.
That's a whole nother episode. We're going to get into a whole nother episode.
Yeah, that's definitely a whole nother episode. And I already got greenlit for season 2. So there's that. So I mean, now speaking of Dragon Ball, I know Dragon Ball Heroes, Vegeta got his dub again over Goku, but
Vegeta is the GOAT. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Ricky is so dead set, like, yeah, Goku's better. No, he's not. He has no character development whatsoever. Not Dragon Ball Z character development. In Dragon Ball, he has strong character development.
Yeah.
But it's Vegeta. It's all day. He has a perfect balance. He trains. He takes care of his daughter, changes her diapers. He trains, Trunks do his own thing nowadays. If Bulma calls, what you need, Bulma.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be back. He does what he do. Like, I never forget that episode where Goku showed up. He's like, hey, Vegeta, you want to go train? No. What? Why you don't want to train? My daughter is being born. I'm waiting on her to be born. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. Well, I wasn't there when Goten was born because you're an idiot. That's what
Look, like something was wrong with him.
Right. Like, because you're an idiot. That's why.
It's like, how many brain cells do you actually have in that head of yours, dude?
I don't see what the big deal is, Vegeta. Of course you don't. Of course you don't. And we solves all the problems. He said, oh, you just waiting on Bulma to, to have her baby? Don't worry about it. I got it. Here's the baby right here. Oh, now you ready to go train Vegeta? Vegeta can't say nothing. Crazy. So, but I'm Team Vegeta all day. And there was a strong debate on this group about Vegeta being stronger. And my claim was because of Vegeta's royal blood. That's why, to me, he is the strong. He learns things at a quicker rate. If Goku and Vegeta train at the same time on the same day to achieve a certain goal, Vegeta would reach that goal way faster. Hell, Piccolo would too, because they got common sense. Because I think there was in the manga, he went to Yardrat where Goku learned instant transmission, and the Yardratans was like, he learned stuff at a faster rate. Like, he learned instant transmission like in half the time Goku learned instant transmission, and he learned new techniques while he was there, and he learned how to meditate and be at peace with himself because Vegeta's always angry.
I feel like Goku had to die a lot of times to get powerful. He couldn't do it while he was alive.
Plot armor, and I've heard that Toriyama wanted to kill Vegeta off a long time ago.
Why?
A long time ago. Like, but because of fans loving him so much, they're like, okay, he got to stay in there. He doesn't like Vegeta. Like that I know that
Oh, wow.
he doesn't like Vegeta as a character. That's why you don't see him get those clear dubs. You don't see him get those clear wins like that. Like you think he's like right here and then it gets snatched away. That's Akira Toriyama right there.
Insanity.
Yeah.
How do you not like Vegeta?
He doesn't like Vegeta. That's what
was wrong with him.
He doesn't like Vegeta.
He didn't have his head examined.
His character, he can do what he wants.
Yeah. Which is ironic.
Maybe-
Though, because Goku never truly beat Vegeta in a one-on-one fight. It's been all Vegeta throughout this whole time period.
He never will. Because he's slow.
I told Ricky, I was like, listen. Well, he said, what about the first time they fought? I was like, Goku got his legs crushed. And it took his son and his best friend to show up to jump the man. And even then, Vegeta was watching him anyway. And it took a spirit ball that Goku made to give to someone else to use. We still didn't take this man down. And Goku had to beg that man not to put Vegeta on a t-shirt. Not but
I'm telling you, man.
another debate for another day. But I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Listeners and watchers, we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. We're going to put all the links down below as far as our orangephoenixmedia.com, as well as our Instagram handles and Tales from Pangea, everything you need to reach us, and we will be back shortly. So anything else for the watchers and listeners out there, Ellie, Brittany?
No. Thanks for having me on.
As always,
Read
always
more
a pleasure.
manga.
What you said, Brittany?
Manga.
Oh, read more manga. Non-mainstream manga.
Watch One Piece.
Non-mainstream manga. Watch One Piece.
Watch
Yeah.
One Piece. Woo! Come to the Comic-Con.
And Chainsaw Man, please.
You didn't watch it.
Yeah, if you faint too far, don't watch Chainsaw Man. You might get traumatized. I'm just saying.
If you can watch King's Game, you can watch Chainsaw Man. King's Game is way worse than Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, you got a point. That's a fair point there. And Devilman Crybaby, yeah. If you can withstand that, you can withstand everything.
That's a good one.
Never watching that again. Nope. Nope. So until next time, y'all, peace.